What's up, guys? This is Arch. How are you today? I'm pretty good. And we have an interesting topic today, one that may cause conflict and much tension. But anyway, let's get on to it. It's inter-platform conflict, so basically console wars, though I wouldn't call them console wars because they include the PC as well. This is just a random MSR free-for-all that I won ages ago. I don't even remember when I got this. It was a long time ago. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm coming at this from a perspective of a current hardcore PC gamer. Like, I don't even dream of playing on consoles now. I hate playing on them. But I used to love playing on the Xbox. Like, I would play with my friends on the Xbox and the PS2 all day. That was great times. Halo 2, those were the days. Anyway, so I don't really understand why people kind of compare consoles and PC and stuff so much, because like, and they get really angry about it. I just don't really understand it, because like one thing that's in major contention all the time is that like which one's easier to play. I wouldn't say by default any platform is easier to play, because everyone has the same tools at their disposal when they're playing. I mean, if you're on PC, you've got a mouse and a keyboard, so does everyone else. If you're on console, you have a controller, so does everyone else. I mean, there is some variation, especially on the PC, with like what mouse you have, and what mouse mat, and what keyboard, and all of that kerfuffle, but I mean, it's not that important, you know? Like, a good mouse will help you somewhat, but it's not going to suddenly make you a beast. And, I mean, this is kind of creeping into console as well, because now there's loads of, like, modded controllers, and you can get custom controllers, and you can get, like, the Razer Onza and stuff like that, so it's becoming a bit more like PC in that respect. In terms of what platform's easier to play on, I'm going to lump Xbox and PS3 together here, because they're kind of similar. So, I would say that, yeah, none of the platforms is easier to play on by default, but if you take the PC, if you look at the price of a gaming PC nowadays, it's a lot of money compared to a console, you know? So most of the people who do play PC have a gaming PC that is a pretty decent gaming PC, and that means they've invested a lot of money into their gaming. So they're probably going to be pretty serious about it. And then on top of that, because they're going to be pretty serious about their gaming, people try hard more. So it kind of sucks sometimes, because people, they try their hearts out. It's not very common to see people using like wacky random setups, because they just try hard all the time. I mean, on console you do still have tryhards, but because of the lower price and the kind of the way it's marketed as like easier to get into and it's really social and stuff, you get more casual players. But even besides that, well, no, it is linked to that. But then linked to that, so if you go onto PC, because everyone's kind of more of a hardcore player, like on average, this is just on average, you do get noobs on PC and people who just don't care and they're screwing around, but it's rare. Yeah, so then because of this kind of different, because of that like everyone's hardcore type setup, on PC, the skill gap between very good player, between like good players and bad players generally isn't that big. Like, you know, everyone has pretty fast reaction time. Everyone can aimbot you across the map with their awesome mouse skills. But on console, I find, at least with a lot of the footage that I've watched and when I played it myself, the skill gap between good players and bad players is huge. Like, if you get a good console player, you know, they're generally around the same standard, I would say, as a decent PC player. Like, not to, like, hate on console, I'm just saying in terms of, like, how fast they react and how fast they aim and target acquire and stuff. Like, because that difference is so huge, I think it might actually be easier to play on console. And from what I've, like, looked at and heard from people who do play on both, they've said the same thing, you know, like there is a big skill gap on console, so it can be easier. But even then, I don't really see why there's all the hate about it. Like, why do people care so much? I mean, personally, I don't really enjoy watching console footage that much, because I find it slow. And like, oh, I forgot game styles. On console, there is a different game style to PC. Because on PC, like, say you go and you play, take COD 4 on console. It's kind of slow-paced and tactical and stuff. Like, you're kind of stereotypical tactical. Because, well, pretty much any FPS game, because people aren't as confident with their aim, like, they kind of know the limitations of thumbsticks and how good they are with them. So they're not just going to, like, run out like a crazy-ass person and just try and take down 5 people while whipping their crosshair across to each one, you know, because they know the limitations of how they can use thumbsticks, so that they know the limitations of their aim, and they're not going to try and go above and beyond it. Unless you're like, Jimmy the Snake. I'll link him in the description. He is the one console player that I'm amazed at. Like, the way he moves and the way he plays, it's like he's a PC player. He's pretty much the only one I can watch. Anyway, that's besides the point. But because of that, games are kind of slower paced and more campy. But if you go on PC then, because people are really confident with their aim, like, they know that they can run and jump off something and, like, be shooting you in the upper chest the whole time. So the games are a lot more aggressive. Like, a lot more aggressive. It's rarer to find campers on PC. So, I mean, personally, I find that makes for a more fun game, but, you know, each to their own. And everybody wants to invest in a PC. Technically, I didn't really. This PC sucks. I wish I could invest in a PC. I don't have the money. I'm poor. Anyway. I have inverted commas here. Communities on the different systems. So, one thing that, you'll find on PC, or at least at the start, is it's less social. Like, you do have Steam and stuff, and people have friends lists, and they do play with their friends, but, for example, like, say you go on Xbox, quite often you'll have people, like, voice chatting, and they'll be in-game, like, communicating to each other. On PC, you don't really get that. One, because not everyone has a mic, and often people just use text chat. But two, because, often people will be with their friends in, like, vents, or something like that, so they don't really talk in-game. It's pretty rare to find someone who does talk. And, I don't know, often it's annoying. Yeah, but on console, it's like completely the opposite, I find. Like, from watching loads of people's gameplay, there's like people talking and communicating and having fun with each other. It's kind of nice, so, you know, there's good sides to all of them. Like, there's no real reason to be hating on each other and stuff. I mean, each goes to their own. It doesn't really matter what you pick, as long as you're having fun. But there is one exception to that rule, and that is the Wii. I mean, come on, guys. We all know that the Wii is the best platform out there. We all need one. Let's make this happen. Thanks for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe for similar content. Have a nice day.